message out that you have for the people. Thank you for helping.
Thank you for thinking about me. I was like, no, me, what am I gonna do? But thank you. I was nervous at first. But
Yes.
we always have these talks, so it just feels like we back in the office right now.
Yes. See, look at that. You want to be in the office? Okay.
I feel like I'm back in the office right now because we'll be talking and then they'll be like, I know you know what that text her. I'll give about 30 more minutes. We good.
yes. But it's always a good time with you because again, it's just straight up, open, real. Because we ain't got time for nothing else.
Listen, I don't have
No.
time to sugarcoat. It is what it is. It is
Yes.
what it is. I
Yes.
don't have it all together. You don't have it all together. We don't have it all together. But together we can make it better. You just have to listen. That's it.
That's true. Hello, hello. It is Queen Sheba. I am here with another I Wellbeing Sit Down with Sheba El-Amin. Queen Sheba, we are jumping into the topic of financial well-being. And the young lady that is going to join us really, really soon is an amazing young lady that I met years back. I was in a situation where someone was trying to take advantage of me. And when I got down to the root of all things, this young lady was the owner company, and she assured me that the person that was, trying to dupe me did not work for her. And so initially, I fell in love with who she was because she was honest, she was open, and there were many steps that she took to prove to me that she was trustworthy to handle my information and to move forward in many years of being connected and her taking care of my financial business. So I'm just truly excited and blessed to have the moment for her to come out of her busy schedule just for a moment to sit down and talk about the benefits of lining up your finances and things that we can do moving forward in our life. I want to introduce Brittany Haslem to you all. Started. All right. Well, hello, hello. It
Hello.
is Queen Sheba. And who are you?
I am Brittany Haslem.
Yes. Thank you, Miss Brittany Haslam, for taking a moment out of your busy schedule and having this I well-being sit down. Sheba El-Amin, Queen Sheba. Mm, mm, mm. Yay, thank you. So yes, I am truly excited for what you may share with us prior to you coming to I said, hey y'all, we gotta get something. And I shared uh, you helped me in with my finances at a point in life where someone was trying to take advantage of me, but you were so open, like, hey, I'm the business owner, I play that. And you were just so okay. So I just want us to jump in and introduce yourself and let the people know who you are and how you contribute to the well-being of finances.
Well, again, I am Brittany Haslam. I am the owner of Angels Tax Service. I have been doing tax and, unofficial financial planning since 2009. Um, I dibble and dabble in so much, as you already know. I'm more like a life coach, unofficial life coach. I take
Yes,
what I have learned and I take what I have done and I take what my clients have done and I roll them into the advice I give. Because some things, everything is not in black and white. So you have to make it work for the individual person.
you
So
do.
that is who I am. I am the homegirl. You call me anytime. If I know it, I'm gonna tell you. And if I don't, the first thing I'm gonna say, give me a second, let me find
Yeah.
that.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes. So let's dive into what inspired you to become a part of the world of finances. To say hats off to people with the math brain. Woo!
Well, that I'm a math person. If it doesn't, if the numbers don't add up, it just don't make sense. But to be honest, I dove into it involuntarily.
Mhm.
I dove into the tax game, me and Erica, because they wanted to open a tax office down here, so we jumped in and helped them open it. But as I started doing it and seeing people's financial situation, that is
Mhm.
what motivated me to go a little bit further because and I'm not saying it as a race, but as a income level, we as an
Exactly.
income level do not know the things that the higher income level do.
That's
So,
true.
and we don't have those conversations as often as we need to. So
Yeah.
I started opening the doors for that conversation for the
Yes.
small business. Everybody feel like they got a small business, but you got to know your ins and outs. Um, Financial planning, life insurance, health insurance, household monthly bills. It wasn't clicking to a lot of people. So that's why I started doing research and learning a little bit more and telling what I knew because we
Yes.
as an income level just never had the conversation.
That's true and true. So I just greatly appreciate you for taking the time because these are the kinds of conversations that Inspirations by Sheba is saying, hey, we need to do this. My business was started tailored to gifts, but the gifts were that conversational piece where I could connect to people, to families, and see exactly what are their needs. Because a lot of times, one conversation leads to the next. So just like you said, you began, learning about this, and then you learn about that, and you put everything together. Yeah, life insurance, health insurance, budgeting, all of that is things that we as a people seem to either be ashamed of or afraid to ask questions.
Very much so. Yes.
And that's what I love about you, Miss Brittany. Like you say, you're available. Like if you call and don't get you, you leave a text. Like you're gonna respond back. You send an email. Like there's multiple ways to definitely connect with you, and that's what I love so much. I mean, it's really easy to trust you. Because I was gonna ask you, how do you get your clients or people to become your clients by showing them how trustworthy you are?
I don't do the social media. You know that. You see me on social media every so often. So I
Right.
don't find them there. I like people, like you said, to trust me. And the only way people can trust me is if you say, girl, I trust her. And if they
Yeah.
trust you to trust me, that's how I get my clientele. So I like to keep the
Wow.
privacy level.
Uh-huh.
And that's the only way to really gain trust because people talk so much. They tell all their business on that book, honey. So that's why I do not market there. Now I'll communicate sometimes there, but I do not market there. So yeah, word of mouth is my main thing.
Yes, yes. And it's so powerful. And I can say that your business, I've seen it grow. And I just want to congratulate you on being able to pivot with the way of the world because I see now, because I didn't get to see you. I'm so excited to see you because I haven't been able to see you because you have extended your services to be virtual. And I know that's easier for you. I know it's talk about the pivot. How do you feel
Listen,
versus the grind of being in the office, showing up early, staying late? Like I remember those days.
you know, I pulled them 9, 10 hours quick. But let me tell you, so most people will tell you working at home is so much easier. But for me, it was so difficult. And I'm still adjusting because I
Right.
love pulling up, going into my office and sitting there for a second, put my head down, nobody talk to me
Yeah.
for a minute, and get my life
Yeah.
together.
Yes.
But the virtual in the business sense is easier. And it's
Mhm.
financially sound because I was able to drop my prices because a lot of that overhead was not there.
Right.
But
Hmm.
personally, I just want to go back into an office so bad. So if you see one, y'all let me know because commercial real estate is so high.
Oh
But
yeah.
it was an adjustment, and I think this year is our second year being virtual, and so we've
Hmm.
kind of got the kinks out a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, now
That's
some
so
some
good.
people don't like it, but it's just
They don't. And I mean, I'm pretty old fashioned myself. So when I saw the whole virtual, I was like,
so
here we
many people
go.
did it.
Here we go. Because I truly, whole body, like appreciate the in person. But this is close. So just to be able to see your face, I'm very, excited about how technology has shifted. Because my children and I was talking about the, what would they call the Nokia phones? Everybody had the little rectangle little phones, your little screen lit
Yeah.
up. Okay. So yeah, we've come a long, long way. But with that being said, I know that when it comes to budgeting and saving and investing, I know it looks different today. Because I don't remember nothing about Bitcoin or nothing about that. I don't know if but I'm just saying like how the traditional budgeting and then I guess today's budgeting. What would you suggest? Like, let's say somebody's doing old school budgeting, not really related to the new world technology stuff because I'm not even there yet, but willing to learn more. Willing to learn more. Um, what would you suggest? Just even, I mean, we don't have to talk about it all at once, but the benefits of budgeting, saving, and investing are conversations I feel like people are asking about, but they don't really know exactly what to ask. So, as our professional, what are some things that you suggest for those different components of money?
Well, me personally, I don't think budget is a one topic focus. So everybody's budget is different. You can't
Yes,
sit here and say this is my monthly budget is going to work for this person. Everybody's different because our incomes are different.
right, right.
And you surely cannot say, okay, let's put 10% in the savings account, we spend the rest. Sometimes that 10% is just not feasible. So with me and budget, I always tell people, let's just go down the list. You know, what are you bringing in after taxes? After you pay all the people, what are you bringing in? Then I tell them, okay, let's worry about your expenses. What can we cut? Because
Hmm.
sometimes we just get used to things that we just don't really
Mm,
need. And then I tell them, what is the end goal? So once we get all of that together, then we have something
hmm.
to work with. So
Okay,
I
okay.
always say, make it realistic. You know me.
That.
I got a seafood habit, baby. I had to cut that out when COVID came. So I got a seafood habit. So it's just that, but I still had to make time in that budget to satisfy that.
Right.
You can't cut out everything, and
Mhm.
you just have to kind of work it. So we just put it all on paper. We talk about it like
Mhm.
we did with the baskets. We gonna work it out. So budget is not an all-in-one type situation. Now with investments, investments are really good to have. Everybody needs some form of investment. However, you need to do that once your budget is set.
That part.
You
That's
cannot
important.
invest.
That's
Yeah, you can't invest
important.
if your
Yes.
house ain't taken care of. But investments
Hmm.
are good. Real estate is always going to be something that you can invest in. Um, Now Bitcoin, I don't even want to talk about that, girl, because when Bitcoin first came out, I bought 4 whole Bitcoins.
Uh-huh.
And girl, I sold them things for some gas money. And I just feel like I had missed my blessing in there. But
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
I don't really do stock market. I know some
Gotcha.
people do. And now do I have stocks? Yes, but I can't tell you what yet. Um
Okay, man. I just got money flowing places.
Oh,
I hear
baby,
you.
I can't tell you what they. I got like point 0.1 in Tesla, point 0.2 in Google. But no, I don't do the stock market and day trading because I feel like that's a lot, and I see a lot of tax returns that come in with it. It's not a real big return. So if you're going to invest in something, I always tell people invest in what you do daily. That's the
Gotcha.
only way to keep it
Yeah.
up. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go out here and use tissue paper every day, well, invest in tissue.
Right.
Drink a Coke every
Yeah.
day. Invest in Coke. Invest in
Hmm.
something that you can put your hands on.
Yes,
That's
that's
all. But
good.
only invest after your monthly budget is done. Like if you have it, then do it.
Yeah. 401k or teachers refund. You suggest them having like a separate account, like where they are putting in themselves as well to build on top of that, or
I always suggest that. And the reason is because job security is so hard right now. And it's nice that you can go to work and your retirement comes out and your company pays a portion. That's nice. But majority of us don't have that benefit. If you work in fast food, maybe you don't have 401k matching.
right.
Every bank has a 401k program. A lot of people don't know you can go to Edward Jones and they can help you. That's what they're there for. They're not for the higher income level. They have options for everybody across the board. So
Okay, Edward Jones.
I always suggest visit your bank, ask them what options do they have. You can set up uh, reoccurring deposit. Like
Mhm.
I have an account set up and my son deposits $1 every week.
Okay,
Anything
all things count. Yeah,
all of it count. So I always say have
yeah,
something else. Have
yeah.
it separate, but definitely get a Roth or an IRA or whichever one is going to benefit you. Me personally, I have a Roth. I do taxes. My grunt of mine is at the beginning of the year. So when I have
Hmm.
that extra, I go ahead and deposit for the year. I don't have to worry about it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because come December, money might be funny sometimes.
Right.
So you
That's
got you
true.
got to know your budget. You got to know
Yeah.
your budget. So I
Yes.
definitely feel like retirement accounts is very, very important. If you just put $5 in that month, that's $5 you had more because we can't all bank on Social Security.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Mm-mm-mm. So, how do you help clients come up with short-term financial goals and long-term? Those short-term are gonna house like what are our daily needs, like you say. Um, so, as far as long-term, I know we're talking about saving, but what is the biggest picture that they need to look at? I mean, I know we talked about retirement, but yeah.
The biggest picture, to be honest, is kids aging out. With
Mm-hmm.
taxes, if you got those small kids, baby, my job is so easy. But once that kid hit 18, 19, and 20, is a whole nother conversation. So
Mm-hmm.
what I go a step further. By the time they reach age 14 or 15, okay, let's start having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start rearranging your budget. And this is where it comes in your short-term goal. You need to start paying the IRS a little bit more. If we give them an extra $100, where could we pull that from? If we give them an extra
Mm-hmm.
$20, where could we pull that from? So I work in stages, and some of them don't even pay attention to it, but I work in stages because that's a big hit. That is
Okay.
for me short term goals. When that child becomes a senior in high school, that hits
Mm-hmm.
every parent in the face because you don't see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
what can we do? Where can we go? If their income changes from year to year, because I do a comparison for 3 years. Okay, I see your income going up, I see it going down. What's going on in your job world?
Mm-hmm.
Some of
Mm-hmm.
them I tell them, hey, do we have time for a second part-time job? If we get a second part-time job, we only need to make $500 every 2 weeks to do this. So that again goes into what is our goals.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some of them coming out of COVID, apartments are so high.
Oh, okay.
Renting an apartment is more than a mortgage. Okay, what can we do to get to this mortgage?
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
To make it
so
make sense for you
make it make
investing.
sense.
Yeah.
So that has been something lately that we have been discussing with a lot of our clients. And then I partner with real estate agents and I have mortgage lenders that I partner with. Um,
Oh,
put them in the conversation. Everybody got
hmm
to do it because we all work together. Without the tax
yeah.
return, you can't get qualified for the mortgage lender. Without the mortgage lender, you don't need the real estate agent. So we
Mm.
all kind of work together.
Yes,
Did that
love
answer your
it.
question? Did I go around the world? Because
Be in the community. No, I know. I think you hit it because again, yeah, the overall picture. Because I heard you as a parent of children aging. I had one aged out, 20. He'll be 21. So he was able to begin his own tax return journey
they
this
be
year.
waiting on it too. They be waiting on it. Listen, they be like, Miss Brittany, I'm filing myself this year. I'm like, are you sure?
Okay,
Have this
like yeah, it looks
conversation.
different. Yeah,
They be waiting on
yes.
it.
Well, I'm with you. I have that 15-year-old, so yeah, and then those young ones. So to be able to see where I need to be, that's so good. So yeah, we're gonna talk about because you said around age 14, 15. So we ain't had a talk yet.
Oh, we gonna
Yeah.
have that talk.
Okay.
But you got other stuff going on, so you ain't there yet.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
There.
ma'am. But I know that somebody needed to hear that. So thank you for sharing that. So as far as financial education, like how can we as a community educate ourselves a bit more? So even when we do come to professionals such as yourself, then we will have more well put together questions, I'll say.
Well, my first thing is always stay off of Facebook and TikTok
Okay.
because that's just marketing for those people to make money. Now you do got some good information there, but if you pay an ebook $27 every time, baby, you paying somebody else. That is not financial
Mhm.
planning. I always say look up your information. Google, you know, put the question that you need versus, just watching stuff. Google it. Google trust. We had a conversation about that. Google retirement. What works for you? Write those questions down and then go to your trusted advisor.
Yeah.
That way they can again, what is that end goal?
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
as a community just do not have this open conversation. We're too embarrassed to be broke, you know?
Yeah.
And you can
But
have
it's
5 people in the room, all on broke the same way. Because I see it on Facebook.
right. Right.
And
And
I
that is
just
where we want to be a better people, but we have to be open to have the conversations and be vulnerable enough to share it with a financial advisor. Like I love how you don't judge. Um, you just listen and you assess the situation and you give the best answer that you see fit. And I love how you do add in a little personalization to it. It's not all professional, like you say. You the cousin, you the auntie, the
it's me.
homegirl. So I just love it. So anybody listening, if you have what y'all
Well,
doing,
tell them to call me because we're
angels,
gonna have this conversation. Now look,
yes,
don't be mad when I don't answer the phone. Y'all better send a text message. Y'all know me.
in a text message. Brittany, can you think of a client that came to you, who needed your financial advice, and you were able to guide them and help them get back on track and balance? And like today, they have a successful story. Proud of me.
I'm not fooling with you. I mean, I have so many of them. Like people just get lost. 365 days is a long time. So I did have one, and oh, I'll tell you. Okay, so she found out she was pregnant, and it stressed her out because she already had one, and this was a surprise baby. And
Right.
she was being the mama, single mama. She was going to do what she had to do, so she needed some help. So she
Mm-hmm.
was overextended already in her budget because we had to buy the car, then we had to get the apartment that looks nice, and
Mm-hmm.
had to show out. So what we did, we put everything down. Okay, if you gave up this apartment, where can you go? Because starting over is not always a bad thing.
Right.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
true.
People are afraid to
Mm-hmm.
start over. And she was like, oh, I can't do this. Yes, you can. Because you have a life that's coming and you have a life that's here. And both of them
Mm-hmm.
are going to look for you for that guidance. So
Yes.
she moved back in with family. And that took a whole bunch of stress off of her.
Mm-hmm.
The car she was in, it was like $800 a month for this car. No, 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 no. Because three car
Yeah.
notes, you can go buy a nice little car and get you back and forth. So that
Yeah.
was a struggle. And then, she couldn't work for a period of time. Okay, fine. You cannot work, but what can you do?
Mm-hmm.
She braids.
Okay.
Let's get you some clientele. Let's go ahead and
Yeah.
market you some stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So she started doing kids' hair because that was the easiest thing for her to be. So
Yeah.
we did that, and now baby is like, how old did baby turn? 3, I think. And now she's still braiding. She's still braiding. She found her niche. She was like, I make more money braiding than I ever did going to clock in. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
She's
Okay.
got her an apartment, smaller. She was
Mm-hmm.
staying in
Mm-hmm.
Macon. She's got an apartment and she has a car, but now her budget is set and she goes by that budget.
Good. Oh.
We talk about it
Love
a
it.
lot.
Yes,
Talk about it a lot.
yes. Look
But
at
yeah,
the power of listening to Miss Brittany Haslem.
that's
Yes, girl. That's
your talents
amazing.
can make you money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so yeah.
And that's what we are here doing, sharing our talents. And I truly feel like my calling continues to be bringing people together with a positive purpose. So I'm just
Well, I told you
taking
that
this
was
all
gonna
in.
happen. You got too
Yes,
much of a clean, calm spirit. I told you was an emotional person. So I feel like you are doing just this because you know how many times we done had this conversation.
yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
gonna grow
And I'm
beautiful.
I'm still working because I remember that one I did about like with the substitute.
Plant it, plant
Mhm.
it. Because I told you about that, and I told you I see you doing it.
I know. So yes. Um, so with the financial balance, just looking at the different types of training. So that is something else other people should remember they need to do. Continue your education.
Yo, definitely.
Um, those talents that are on the inside, sometimes in order to get them out, in order to get credibility, we have to invest in ourselves. Um, so yeah, so I have definitely been looking into what to do for the different trainings. I've already done some of the prerequisites. That's another thing. When you start searching, sometimes it's not easy, but you do have to search and step out.
You have to search. You
Yeah,
have to search. And
yes,
courses
yes,
are wonderful. I love taking courses. You know me, I'm always in somebody's conference. So that secondary education don't have to be a college.
right.
It does not. And I
Yeah,
tell people all the time, you don't have to go to college. Take a course. You know,
yes,
you got Exam FX, you got web, was that CE credits, all kind of stuff online. I'm always
yes,
on this class.
yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. And that is another topic of conversation that we can tap into real quick. Graduation is coming.
Oof.
Okay. And so for some of those families that may not have had that conversation with their children about what they're going to do after school, you know, to know that there are options outside of a 4 year college. And not to say they don't know it, but I love how you brought it up. Like, yeah, take courses and they can get trades and be able to look at their budget and be able to pay for those classes, even if you have to do it one class at a time.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
telling you. Because I was that
So,
I was a non-traditional student. I did go get my degrees, true enough, but I found
mm,
myself learning more hands-on by taking courses. And I tell
yes.
kids all the time, when I graduated, everybody went off to UGA. Baby, that was the thing. Okay.
Mm,
Everybody took their behinds to UGA. I went right up here to Central Georgia Tech.
yeah,
And then from Central Georgia Tech, I went and took a couple classes at Fort Valley State. Finna go back to Fort Valley State. All of them
yeah.
came home.
Hmm.
All of them came home.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I tell kids all the time, don't be worried about a 4 year degree. Is it good? Yes.
Yeah.
If you can afford it and you can do it, yes. But
Yes.
sometimes going to a trade school, companies look at that because now you have the experience.
Yes.
Know your niche. Not everybody is a manager.
Hmm.
Not everybody is a laborer. I'm right
Hmm.
here in the middle because you know me, I'll do it all.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you have to find what you are and then go for that
That's
because the
good.
company can't run without its laborers.
That's true. That's true. Mm, mm, mm. This is so good. This is so good. Let me see. Let me see.
I'm not fooling with you.
So, as far as give us some words of empowerment, okay, for our people to take control of their financial situation. Just some words. Everything has been great, but you had to sum it up.
I had to sum it up.
Sum it up. Give us
Okay, well, I'm going
words
to
of
go back to homegirl mode.
empowerment. Go there.
If I had to sum it up, I'm going to tell people pay attention to who's in charge. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to the world. I hear so many people say, I don't watch the news because it's so sad. If you don't know what's going on, how you going to work it? Pay attention. Not everything is in black and white anymore. After COVID, COVID changed the world with finances. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So know your budget. Okay. Know what time of the year you struggle the most. If you know that you have a good quarter that is just bad no matter what you do, prepare for that quarter. Do not get as much debt because you have cash. Cash is wonderful, but it's not always yours. You can have $1 million in the bank and only $20 belong to you.
Mm.
It's just sitting there. So budgeting is so important. And I know this because if I get off my budget, baby, I'll be hurt. And now, here go Jack Trust of all trades. I got to go out and make it do what it do. Now I got a wonderful husband because he gonna come to my rescue every time. But he knows me because I'm independent.
Right.
So know your budget. Stay on track with your budget. When it feels like it's just not doable, that's when it's working.
Okay. Okay. I like it.
That's
Because
that's
it's gonna be uncomfortable.
oh,
It's
it's
gonna
so
be
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because baby, when Bath and Body Works sent me that $10 code, listen,
Mm.
can't do it. Mm-mm.
Oh, wow. Project discipline.
Yeah, it'd be hard, girl. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Bath and Body
So
Works gets me every time.
That's about the words. They will.
They
They
will.
will get you. Do they
Yeah.
got a sale on now? Are we talking?
Listen, I can't even go in my thing because when that $10 sale come on and I had a whole box of candles come, I felt so ashamed.
But you know what? But at the same time, though, we have to create those pockets to be able to tailor to our own self care, our wants, and we're gonna do the need. But so, how often do you say that you would splurge on yourself in a sense? Because I be feeling guilty when I spend probably over $10 on myself. I be like,
I honestly save that for Christmas time because my birthday is in December. So I do not splurge on myself. Now I will hint around to people to do it for me.
okay,
I will hint around now. I ain't gonna say be funny. But I don't necessarily splurge on myself now. Now back in the day I did until I got my budget together. But
gotcha.
when I do, I take into consideration this month. Is everything I need paid up? Is everything for next month gonna be there? What jobs did I get? Because I do the t-shirt and designs and all that other stuff. So if I have an overflow of jobs, that's my spending money. So come December,
Mhm.
I tell my kids, negative. You done. Because I do my Christmas shopping in September. Don't come to me in December asking for nothing. I can care less.
I gotcha.
So I do take those 3 days around my birthday and I will splurge on myself. And it's gonna be candles or I got a big Harbor Freight addiction.
Okay.
I like a good tool.
Hey, I like that. Handy. Handy.
I do. I like a good tool now. My husband might have to use it to fix what I broke, but I like a good tool. Okay, I'm gonna
I
try it.
love it.
I am a graduate of YouTube University, so
Yes. We're gonna try some hands on.
quick with a quickness.
Yeah. I love what I just heard you say though. You plan to splurge on
Hmm.
yourself. And that is a thing. And last year I did shop Christmas before Christmas. And it felt really good. It wasn't a stressful December and a worration January. Like it truly was a nice flow because again, you gotta make sure you go make it through December and into the new year. So yeah, shopping early. That's another tip
Listen.
financially. You
Oh,
do
and
it
let me
here.
tell you, use your tools. Afterpay. I am not ashamed to say I'm an Afterpay guru. Klarna, because you can budget that monthly amount.
Ooh, yes, ma'am. Yes,
That budget.
ma'am.
So
Okay.
use what you need, but don't overspend
Right.
because that's what get us sometimes. We overspend, especially for Christmas, because we all want our kids to have everything. So
Girl.
my planning is they get their stuff all throughout the year. Maybe it's 3 gifts up under the tree. Try it.
That part, that part.
Mhm.
Yeah, we've graduated to that too because the children are getting older and they do understand, ain't gonna hurt nobody's feelings, but y'all know who putting them gifts up under that tree.
That's
Okay.
that's
So
it.
let's keep it real and be realistic. So I'm proud. That's a mommy moment right there. Proud that the children are able to have those conversations with us so that they can also understand how finances work.
Mhm. And that's very
My
important.
kids know. Yes. They be like,
Very
Mama, what can I do to work to make some money? I mean, for those kind of sentences to come out their mouth, I'm like, super proud. So they do see me going and shopping and putting gifts together and going to pick up prints and pressing shirts and etching glass. And they see all of that. They're like, I can't keep asking Mama for her stuff out her shed for free. You
Listen, they
right.
started pressing their own shirts around here. They on the budget too. Listen, we don't even buy. My daughter, I don't even know if she bought a shirt printed in over a year because she's gonna get that $2 shirt from Lovely
Okay.
Divine, and she's gonna go in there. She's gonna press her own stuff.
Where you that $2 shirt
Huh?
I'm missing? Where you got that $2 shirt from? I miss that club.
Lovely Open Warner Robins. They ain't that high.
Lovely.
Lovely O vinyl. Oh, let me plug in her. Listen, that's my go-to place right there. You order online, go pick it up. Um, they come
Hmm.
with clutch.
Y'all see how y'all getting these plugs from the financial advisor. Did she say she was well rounded? Y'all better get connected with Miss
Yeah,
Brittany Haslem. I
I go
love
right
it,
on over
girl.
there. I go right on over there.
I
If I got a major order, I'll go like Jiffy or something. But I got 2 or 3 shirts I need you to go do, honey. I'm going right over to Carl Vincent. I'm going to go ahead and pick up my shirt. They already know because I ordered online, pick it up and go. Because if I walk around the store, that budget go crazy.
gonna get out that budget, right?
Because I got to try the new stuff.
Yeah. Another plug right there, y'all. If you call it shop line, order in your means within your project, okay? And just pick it up. Oh, they pick up all these gems that you have dropped for us today. You hear me?
You did say
So,
something I wanted to comment on.
yes,
Have that
ma'am.
conversation with your kids. A lot of people don't do that. Have that
Yes.
financial conversation with your kid.
Mm,
We have a chore chart. You have things that you have to do because you live in this house. And then you have
right.
extra stuff. If you help me, that may come at a cash app.
Come on. Come on. Yes.
So you
Yes.
have to distinguish between because kids feel so entitled. But if you want to go clean this bathroom downstairs, I might throw you $10 because I don't feel like
Right. Right outside of your normal. That's what I was
outside of your
teaching the
normal
kids.
stuff. Mhm.
Yes. Yes. And that's good. That's a good incentive. And Also instilling positive work ethics in them. You know, teaching them to respect their space, other people's space. So it's so much that we can learn and we can break everything down. So I'm just thankful. She broke these financial goals and aspirations down for us. Like it's possible.
It is very
It's
possible.
possible.
It's possible, and it's affordable. Everything is affordable. Like you don't have to pay somebody $1 million to tell you how to spend 100. Everything is affordable. You just have to know what you're bringing in, know what's automatically going out, and know what your end goal is, and then stick to it. And again, when
Mm,
you feel like it's not working, that is when it's starting to work.
yeah.
Budget shouldn't feel good. Budget should feel responsible.
Restricted
Yeah, you got to
for a
keep.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, with you being such a multi-talented, multifaceted young lady, how do you take the time to care for your own well-being, mentally, emotionally, physically? How do you like disconnect and reset? I guess that's what I'm trying to ask
Well, my inner circle will tell you they would laugh at you if you would have said that. Because I don't I will. Like my inner circle, if they see this video right now, baby, I'm gonna get a bunch of phone calls.
you.
Um, because I don't, because I'm a worker. And
You are, but I'm like, where do you? Because I've been wanting to ask you that for a long time. Like, you still do it. I just need you to be intentional about recognizing the way you do
intentional.
it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So I guess I get my peace and my relaxing from my community service. Because you know I'm a part of every organization on demand if you look at Facebook. I'm always in something. I'm always going somewhere. And it does give me joy and peace of mind to know that, hey, I did that. You know? So once I get all of that done, I might have a day or two where I just won't answer my phone. Or I won't get on the computer. Because if I sit down to the computer, baby, them fingers get to going, I'm done.
Yeah.
So I will take a day and I just won't answer my phone. And I won't take that bonnet off. I'm
Right.
not taking them fuzzy socks off. I'm gonna sit in my bed and I'm gonna watch Abbott Elementary and I'm gonna play on my phone. You gonna call me? I'm gonna hit decline. But I'm only gonna do it for like 24 hours because then I'll be feeling guilty.
That's
So
good.
that is my reset. If I've gone too much and too far, and mind you, even with my family because they have a lot of chunk of my time too, and you know that because you know them girls. So
Yeah.
once I'm done making sure my husband is straight, making sure my kids are straight, making sure the house is good, making sure Amazon is not delivering the last box that I didn't ordered, you know, I'll just break for a second.
Yes, man, you're so comical. I love it. Go ahead. That's
Sometimes you
good
have to go to
though.
the door to get those Amazon boxes real quick before the doorbell catch it, and then my husband calling. So you got to know your ministry. So yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take a break. Now I do hate doing it, and they'll tell you that I hate taking a break, but
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
for a short period of time. But I only will take it if somebody can take for me. Like Erica, my ride or die. So I'll be like, "Hey, I'm off," and she'll be like, "I got you."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she'll do the
Yeah.
same thing. She'll be like, not today. I
Not
got
today.
you. I
I
got you.
love it. I love it. Partnership, communication, support.
You got to
You
have
just
that message. You got to have that message.
yes.
And my mama, oh my God, I love my mama to death. Ooh,
Yeah, I love mom.
listen, she the one, baby. Because that last one I had, she's on serious.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But yeah, I do love
Well,
my
I'm
mom.
glad people be want to check on you and help you because you are such a helpful piece to the communities here. And so are you global?
No, girl, no. Uh-uh.
You just the United States?
You got to know your ministry. So I am any United States foreign territories. I do have a naval little ship base that they go on the seas and they come back and they send me all this stuff. But no,
Uh-huh.
I'm just here. I don't think I'm ready for the outside world yet. Little old me. Mm-mm,
You're ready. You're equipped. Well,
mm-mm.
I just pray that if that is to be for you to be global one day, just know I'm rooting for you. Because you have that
You too, baby.
way of yourself that I just pray that you continue to touch lives and impact them and allow people to be a better them, and to know that finances aren't just finances, they equal up to everything, you know, the whole world. Yes, yes, ma'am. So, and we have talked about God, and but nevertheless, because he's everywhere, and
Yeah.
anybody does not rock with him, whoever they
You
um,
got to rock with somebody.
rock with somebody, whoever you
Yeah,
do
you gotta
rock
rock with
with,
somebody. And I tell people that all the time. You don't have to be religion to have religion. Whoever
right?
you pray to or whoever you want to do, if it works for you, it works for you. Now, I call on the name of the Lord a lot of times during the day.
Yes,
And that's who I rock with.
yes. And
I
so
know
I wanted to ask, yeah, like how important is it to have a spiritual connection to the work that you do?
it has become more important. I'm not even gonna be funny. I was not religious my whole life. Have I believed all my life? Yes. But I'm
Mhm.
not gonna sit here and say church was the first place I ran to. Um, but
Right.
God will
But
bring people into your life at a certain point of your life.
mm,
And that's what happened. My pastor came into my life at a certain point in my life after my daddy passed. And he brought me back to my home church. And that actually does a lot for me because I don't care what is going on in the world. Come second and fourth Sunday,
mhm.
I'm over there at Martha. Now, if I have to go to another church or do something, here go me, Pastor Robinson. I ain't gonna be there for Sunday. Don't call me out. I'm gonna check in. But yeah, I do feel
That's
like
good.
everybody needs something because it's gonna get a point in that budget where you're just not gonna see the end. You're gonna think this is not
Right.
for me. I'm never gonna have money for myself. This, that, and the third. Get in that hot shower and pray to whoever you pray to.
Yes.
So
Yes, honey.
you definitely have to have somebody. So you don't have to be religious to be religious. I mean, have religion to be religious, but have that person, that
Yeah.
object, that thing, that spirit, because it weighs a lot.